Good afternoon. Today we're going to be talking about body transformation and how it can transform your health. So I went to look up some statistics so you can see Singaporeans and obesity. Now there's a lot of stuff here on this page, but what I really want to bring to your attention is that somehow we've been eating more and more food. Our calorie intake has been rising through the years, right? And this is 2010. And the other thing is that it says that obesity in Singapore is projected to hit 15% by 2024. Okay, obviously this is a pretty dated one because the last data they had was 2010. But I want to show you what has been the reality, okay? This is from the Ministry of Health, and the Ministry of Health says that something like 40% of Singaporeans are overweight. Okay, that's 30% overweight, 10% obese. So that's like 40% of us are overweight. And we all know that this has got health implications. Okay, so that's why we wanted to talk today about health and weight management. A healthy body weight is not enough. If you were to diet, cut back on your eating, well, you saw the earlier slide, we're eating a bit too much. If you were to diet, it's not good enough because diets result in 40% muscle loss. So, if you were to take a diet and you lose 10 kilos of weight, 4 kilos of that would be your muscle. So, if ever you got off that diet, you will have a rebound, okay? So diets don't work. So what we really want is not just body weight, but we want the body composition. Now, what is the body composition? Body composition is about fat and muscle. And when we have that body weight and body composition, all of these benefits will come back. All the dangers of obesity will start to go down. Okay, so if you just lose weight, you're not going to find a lot of benefit to you. Hope that makes sense. So this thing about body composition, you can see here, is about youthful shape, and it is to bring your fat percentage down and to increase your muscle percentage. How can you get this youthful shape without being a gym nut, right? We all know the traditional approach is to cut back a bit on eating, work out a lot, pay a lot of money for a fitness trainer, get the muscles up, and then you can circumvent that issue that I had outlined earlier, which is that 40% of your weight loss will come from muscle loss. Okay, so is there a way that we can cut right through? And if we can cut right through, we regain health, vitality, and youth. So how can it be done? We have the easiest way, which is TR90. TR is transformation. 90 is the time that we have put for that, 90 days. Now you may say, wow, but this diet, I can do it in 1 week. Every week I can lose 2-3 kg. Yes, but the key is it sustainable? Okay, so our TR90 plan has to do with a simple eating plan and an active lifestyle. Something that all of us can benefit from without being a gym nut. Okay, because we have supplements, which is the third leg of this stool. Okay, our supplements are very advanced science-based supplements to help with appetite control and body composition. And of course, you get a coach and you get weekly measurements. Hope this makes sense. Therefore, TR90 is about getting a youthful shape. It's about a balanced eating plan. No health issues here, okay? It's a balanced eating plan. And then it's systematic because you have coaching and you have measurements weekly. It is sustainable, right? You just do it once, this 90 days, and you get to keep your weight and shape. And you're gonna hear testimonies from 2 people afterwards who have done this and how they've done it, okay? And of course, it is safe. It is complies with HSA regulations. So, give you an example of our eating plan. This is our eating plan, okay? And you're gonna have 3 solid meals like that. So, can you lose weight when you eat like this? Yes, you can, because it is the balance that is important, okay? It's a healthy balance for you. I just want to keep emphasizing that word for you, healthy balance. And then the active lifestyle, you don't have to be a gym rat, but we're just gonna ask you for 10,000 steps a day, some stair climbing, and maybe set aside 30 minutes for some type of exercise. And exercise at your level, okay? So it's not major gym work. Now, beyond that is the science. Remember I said it's 3 legs of a stool: the eating plan, active lifestyle, and the third one we mentioned were supplements, science supplements, right? Scientific supplements. And these supplements help you with gene expression. Now, what is this? Okay, very quickly, we have something like 20,000 genes, but not all are switched on. Sadly, some of them switch off as we get older. For example, when we were younger, I think very few of us put on weight so easily. But somehow as we got older, those genes switched off. Okay, how does it work? So our science involves this thing called a gene chip, where they measure ingredients or blends of ingredients and how the body reacts to it from a genetic level. So you can see here that when you were young, the red genes, the ones in red, these were very active. But then as you got older, those active genes, some of them switched off. And some of the inactive genes when we were younger switched on. Okay? So by screening the ingredients, we can find an ingredient list that will cause the body to begin to express the genes of our youth. Okay, this is about a 93% match. Okay, so it's really good, and we're still working on it to be even more effective. So what about for body shaping? How does it work for body shaping? Okay, for body shaping, we use the same science, but it's really for fat burning. You can see here that the people who are lean, they tend to be active at this level, right? The genes are active here. But the people who are fat, these genes are not so active. So we have some supplements that will cause the body to begin to express in the lean way. And in the same way, we approach hunger pangs, all right? It's the same concept, but you can take a look at the results. So, I want to now talk about one gentleman who's gone through such a program, and I'd like to have Chris tell you more.
Hi, Jeff. Thanks so much for your presentation. It's very, very clear. Okay. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chris, and this is actually my friend, Joshua, who went on this program a couple of years ago. And you can see his transformation. He actually was an ex-Navy officer, before he came out to work for Grab. And at that point in time, he was trying to pass his IPPT, and he was running every day. He was eating salad, and he was topping off the scales at about 94 kilos. Okay, 94 kilos on the photo of the left, and this is him after actually 3 months after our TR90 program, and he has lost a total of 18 kilos. Yeah, so that's his transformation over there. Yeah, very disciplined guy, exercised a lot, watched his diet, but you know, he couldn't get it down until our program like this. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because
So
sometimes it's
let's
not just
go.
discipline, it's the body cooperating with you, you know? Okay.
Absolutely, and just like what Jeff mentioned just now, you know, this is when what happens when you engage or employ the gene expression science into a healthy lifestyle. Yeah.
For me, at that point in time, I was just researching random diet plans online. I read up about the keto diet, intermittent fasting. I've tried the keto diet before to some success, but I found that the weight rebounded really fast after I stopped doing the keto diet. So eventually, when I reached out to Chris, it was at a point where I reached my max, my peak weight of 94 kilograms. And I think if I don't do anything, I'm going to reach 100 kg. And to me, that's quite unacceptable. And I was also having a kid that already had started. I think my daughter was already born. And I think looking after her, carrying her around was quite challenging on my lower back. So I thought, you know, if I really wanted to enjoy fatherhood, having the energy to look after a kid, I think I should also look after myself so I can be a better father.
I really love this because, you know, he talked about looking for alternatives. So was TR90 up to expectation?
Was TR90 what I expected? I think pretty much. I think Chris, my consultant, did a really good job in giving me a schedule, giving me a lot of guidance and support along the way. So there were no surprises. I think the only surprise I got was how quickly I started to lose weight and how quickly I started to enjoy forming new habits, making exercise a habit. I think that was a surprise. Traditionally, I hate running, but I think during TR90, I think the moment you start losing weight and putting on muscle, exercise becomes a lot more enjoyable. I think that was only a surprise, but pretty much the program was everything I expected it to be. A lot to do with how I was being coached along the way, every step of the way actually. So I have Chris to thank for that.
Well done, Chris. He actually went on a 2-week holiday. So how did he
I think it
go
was
through
interesting to say the least. It was definitely not so easy. I think the rules were simple to follow, but not necessarily easy to do. So what was difficult for me was starting to eat a big breakfast. So for me, I think at least the area where I worked at had very few breakfast choices. So that got a little bit boring. Yeah, and then obviously having a smaller dinners was slightly challenging because I would see everyone eating such a nice meal for dinner. But I think my family members were really supportive, and eventually it became a habit. And I knew I had my eyes on the prize. I knew I had the goal of getting fit and healthy. So I think after a week or two, you kind of get into a rhythm. But during my journey during my TR90 journey, I had a bit of I wouldn't say a hiccup, but I knew there was an obstacle smack in the center of the program when I knew I had to go for a 2-week holiday to Europe. And you know, typically when you go to Europe, you'll be drinking wine, you'll be eating like pasta and like with no regard for your health. But I knew that it was a small sacrifice to pay if I wanted to see the results. And I think the nice thing was that I made it a habit to start exercising during the TR90 program. And what I did was wake up earlier than everyone during the holiday, and I took the opportunity to go for nice long runs by myself to enjoy the scenery, recce, find out the good places to eat before everyone woke up. And then by the time I reached home, I had the days planned for them, and I'll be very familiar with the area. So I think it's about sticking to the program and making the best out of the situation. And yeah, when I came back to Singapore, took my weight, there was a bit of a plateau for that week, but I think the metrics, I mean the percentages did still improve. Yeah, so I guess in this time of COVID, it's a great time to start TR90 because nobody's traveling, and you're working from home, so it's very easy to control your the portions and diet.
He said the rules are simple, but where the main difficulty lies is just basically changing the initial part of the habits. So a big part of the difficulty for Josh in particular, and actually for quite a number of people who I coach, is to understand that hey, this program works on gene expression science in bringing your genes younger, and it's about burning fat and building muscle, not eating less to lose weight. So people have a difficult time to overcome that concept. Like, why am I eating such a big breakfast, instead of skipping meals that I'm used to lose weight? But so it's that sustainable approach which allowed Josh actually to lose 11 kgs in the first 3 months and continue to lose an additional 6 kg, 6 to 7 kg in the following subsequent months. So total of about maybe 18 to 20 kilos within 6 months. Yeah, so that's the kind of approach that we are talking about. And I think that's where the difficulty lay for him lah. But eventually, if you're consistent and disciplined, like what Josh says, it's a very achievable program if you're committed, even on holidays, and he was able to still enjoy good meals during the holiday.
Yeah, I love it because you're gonna hear him talk about his favorite result, which is really quite funny.
So my favorite result of the program was actually finally getting like some abs at the end of it. Yeah, I was a bit skeptical about ever being able to achieve it, given I was like 94 kg, but like sticking to it, like eventually I got it, and I think it was just like I was really proud to actually get it. Never had it in my entire life, even when I was a sportsman in school, so it was great. Yeah, and then other than that, having the energy, the confidence to in exercise was something I really enjoy and still continue to enjoy today. And I think it was nice, like after a program, people like will start telling you, wow, you look so great, lost so much weight, especially friends who haven't seen you in ages. And then they'll start to ask you what's your secret, and then you are able to have the opportunity to share this wonderful product with them. And it's a great gift to be able to share my story with friends. So like my mom, she got on the program very much quickly after I did, and she had great results as well. And friends who I knew were struggling with losing weight, they too started the program and also benefited greatly. So I think that was a nice thing about the program for me.
I love the last part, that this is his last clip, and we asked him, what is the lasting change in life? Because as you know, this program is about sustainable change, right? It's not about you take this diet and then you bounce back, and then you take a diet again, then you bounce back. It's about a sustainable change. But what were the lasting changes for him actually has nothing to do with the diet, but has to do with his life.
I felt a lot more confident about myself. I no longer feared running. So traditionally every year for guys in Singapore, we take IBBT. I will have this fear of 2.4 and I always have cold sweat. But this time around I was like, yeah, this is easy. Absolutely no problem at all. And that was nice. And then I think going through this program, I think it really changed my life, and it made me really, really convicted in telling everyone I knew about the benefits of TR90. Not just for people who want to lose weight, but I think for people who really want to be healthy. So within a month of me completing the program, my mom got into the program. She lost 10 kg easy. All my friends who I knew were struggling with their BMI issues I invited them, and all had great results, and I think it changed their life as well. So I think it was nice knowing that the things I enjoyed about the program I was able to share with my closest friends and family, and they also benefited from it.
Thank you very much, Joshua. And would you like to see what his results were? Okay, you didn't have a chance to see this yet, and I'm gonna ask Chris to, to walk us through these results. Okay, Chris.
Yep. Um, Thanks a lot, Jeff. Yeah, so if you look at Joshua's results, right? So this was Joshua's transformation after the first 3 months. As you can see, he lost a total of 11 kilos after the first, after 3 months. His body fat itself, went down 8.5 kilos. So that's almost 10 kilos of pure body fat. Yeah. Uh, the visceral fat went down from extremely high risk down to below 10. So went down by 4.5. As you can see, that's the fat around the belly. So you can see his belly has tremendously shrunk. And his skeletal muscle has increased. Yeah. So, but the excellent thing about this program, when you build muscle like what Jeff mentioned, and when you reset your body's gene expression, what will happen in the following 3 months? He lost an additional 7 kilos. Yeah. Because his body was in shape, and he still continued taking our Ultimate Duo supplements, right? So you can see this transformation from start to finish.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Thanks,
That's
Jeff.
so brilliant. Of course, some people, some of you might be thinking, yeah, okay, I'm not a sporty guy like this guy. I'm not so disciplined like this guy. And I'm looking more for health. And so we have Susan, who's going to share. You can see here that at the age of 53, she was quite overweight. And then she also had osteoarthritis. And then at the age of 54, when she did the program, look at her, she really looks like $1,000,000. And 2 years later, she still looks good at the age of 56, right? So, and these were her numbers, and I'd love to have Susan come on. Sue, tell us, what are some of the health benefits that you've enjoyed because of this journey?
Okay. Well, first of all, I guess, okay, as a small thing, but it could become a big thing, is I dodged a bullet. There's a health, my mother died of a stroke. My mother's mother died of a stroke, and my blood pressure was already like creeping up, right? So now it's normal because I think I lost all that weight, and all that pressure on my body is not there anymore. Then also I think just from the comfort point of view, with less weight to carry about, like I can walk around all day. I nowadays like make it a point to walk at least 8 kilometers a day, especially during the circuit breaker. I do that, and my feet aren't like aching and all that. Once upon a time I'd said to someone, oh, my feet hurt after just walking an hour or two, and the person said, look at how heavy you are. It's like carrying a kid around with you everywhere. I think it's less strain on the joints as well. Though of course when I had my osteoarthritis, it wasn't because of weight lah. I gained the weight after I lost my knees.
Okay. Were there other health benefits to you besides the blood pressure? And of course, you've since been completely healed from osteoarthritis. Congratulations.
Yes.
Any other health benefits to you?
Well, I think this persistent backache that I had, no doubt a result of two factors. Like, one is the weight, and another thing was the inability to walk straight. So you're like limping along, and when your body is so out of balance. I had a backache for about 5 years.
Wow.
So that was good.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really good to hear. And of course, everyone can see just from the body configuration alone, you can see from the body configuration alone, your body age went down by 6 years over the program. Have you been able to maintain the weight and the shape?
I'm actually a little lighter than when I finished. I'm about 55 kilos now, and I've maintained it. I mean, I'm not sure about the body fat and muscle percentage, but the fact that I can maintain it probably means that I'm not all fat lah, because then the yo-yo effect would happen. So that's pretty nice, and I want to maintain it because it's kind of nice not to have to wear sacks anymore. You know, I had to wear all sorts of loose, sacky clothes because anything that clings is also damn horrible. So now I can wear dresses and, you know, be a bit more girly. It's kind of fun.
Congratulations. Not forgetting that actually you also can, you also have gone for runs, and then, you know, when we were in Norway, we were able to, you went trekking in the snow with me. So that's really amazing.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a health thing, but it is such a life. I mean, like with the dresses and all, it's a lifestyle reward. I can walk, I can, you know, before that couldn't even run across the road. You know, if there is a lot of traffic, you just wait until there's no traffic and then you shuffle across.
Yes.
Now it's great.
Okay, so the TR90 program is like this. You can see we have a jump start, which will help you for the first 15 days to increase your metabolic rate. We use natural things like pomegranate, okay, blood orange, and then we have something for the, remember we said that we have control and complex, which is for gene expression for to activate your fat pathways, fat burning pathways, and also to control appetite. And then we have Trim Shake, which is a meal replacement program for one meal. It doesn't replace the whole meal, but it just replaces the protein and carbohydrate element. And then, of course, we ensure that we want you to be as healthy as possible, so you get 3 months of Life Pack. I just want to end off by telling you that the great news is that TR90 is really number one. Okay, you know you are in safe hands when you use TR90, because we are the number one weight management and well-being brand in Singapore and Malaysia. So thank you for coming.